Good evening. We have a huge crowd tonight, which is a great problem. Normally on awards night, we're able to honor anywhere from 75 to 90 to 95 students. Tonight we have 108 students being recognized. That's a testament to their hard work and their dedication throughout the entire school year, or in many cases, 2 school years. I'd like to take a moment to ask you to silence or turn off cell phones or other devices so they do not ring. Don't put them in your lockers. Where's Van at? One asked me today when we were in here, what are we supposed to do with our cell phones? I said, turn them off, please. Tonight's program is being recorded by Mr. Andy Stegmiller and will be posted on our website either tomorrow or Friday. That's for you to review and also for anyone who is unable to attend tonight so that they may view tonight's program. Several of tonight's awards will include multiple winners. In those cases, we ask that you hold your applause until all of those winners have been announced. Finally, I'd like to thank Mrs. Amy Eric. Mrs. Eric is somewhere in the gym tonight. I'm not sure there she is. Mrs. Eric works in our office and has spent since a little bit before spring break, maybe a little after spring break, working on tonight's program. And attention to detail is one of her strong suits, and it really, really is important, and I'd like to publicly thank her for her hard work. Our first award tonight, our winner was unable to attend, and is our Support Staff Member of the Year. Each year, staff members at Urey nominate and then vote on a support staff member. Tonight, we'd like to honor Ms. Heather Boyer, who was selected as the UMS Support Staff Member of the Year. Her dedication to helping students every day is one of the reasons Urey Middle School is a great school. One of the people who nominated her says, Heather is willing to help students at any time, with any subject, and do anything to help them succeed. She wants students to have success and enjoy that. Congratulations to Ms. Heather Boyer. Our 2018-19 UMS Teacher of the Year is awarded to Mrs. Diane Phillips. She was not... She was also nominated by a staff member, and through a series of votes by staff, Diane was selected as Teacher of the Year. Her peers say this about her: Mrs. Phillips is a great role model for our students. She goes above and beyond for her students to challenge them at all academic levels, and has stepped into a team leadership role and has done a great job keeping even non-team members informed of events and information. Mrs. Phillips also connects well with students and coworkers and is a team player. She's always upbeat and looks at the positive side. Congratulations, Mrs. Phillips. Our next presenters will be Ms. Lyle and Mrs. Morton with Math Awards.
Good evening. I am the 7th grade math teacher here at Urey, and the student that is receiving my award started advanced math very strong and continued that throughout the whole year. For the 4 quarters, she maintained a 98% average, and this score in this accelerated class included 6 perfect test scores and major quiz scores, including a pivot exam. This student placed in the top 3 at the end of the year placement just last week. She's extremely bright and hardworking. I am happy to present Cam Pendle with the Math 7 Award.
Hello, I'm Mrs. Morton. I teach 8th grade math and Algebra 1. I'm presenting the Geometry, Algebra 1, and Pre-Algebra Awards. These awards are based on the students' work ethic, their effort to learn as much as they can, their willingness to participate in class and to help others, and their grades. These students have demonstrated these qualities in and out of our classrooms. They are a pleasure to have in class and to work with. Their attitude is always positive, even when they are struggling. The pre-algebra awards go to Haley Eric and Jackson Perry. The 8th grade Algebra 1 award goes to Abby Baxter. The 7th grade Algebra 1 award goes to Hannah Thomas. And the Geometry award goes to Will Brinkhoff. The Language Arts Awards are next with Mr. Buss and Mrs. Sarver.
Being asked to recognize and honor one student is a very difficult task. I can speak for myself, Mrs. Sarver, for both that. Reflection always begins with basic scholastic achievement, including grammar, writing, reading comprehension, participation, accelerated reader, and the dreaded speeches. That narrows the field considerably, but not enough. So I analyzed further who made the most of their talents. I really looked at attitude. In the past month, Lorelei Burdick asked, no, really she pleaded, for speeches and essays. Now her peers found that odd, and so did I a little bit, but ultimately I found it admirable, and it is a good example of who she really is. Her talents are without dispute, but so is her attitude. Her smile is contagious to myself and the class, and peers look to her for feedback. One time, she gave solid feedback on a peer edit on an essay in class. It was good, and I still scolded her for it. I scolded her for it because it wasn't the typical greatness that I'm accustomed to seeing from Lorelei. She never gave less than that greatness again. So please recognize with me Lorelei Burdick's scholastic achievements and leadership in language arts. This is Mrs. Sarver for 8th grade.
Like Mr. Buss, the 8th grade Language Arts Award goes to a student who, again, excels at writing, reading, grammar. I also require that they must be respectful, have a hard work ethic, no missing assignments, and meet my challenging accelerated reader goals. I had a problem in choosing a recipient just like Mr. Buss. I have several students worthy of the award based on those criteria. So I cross-referenced grades and some projects that we were working on. One of my assignments in the past month was to create a product, make some type of marketing for this product, whether it be a billboard, a newspaper or magazine advertisement, or even a commercial. We were working on persuasive techniques, and then after they finished their projects, they had to present them to the class. They needed to vote for their peers' projects, which they deemed to be the best, and each class had a winner. I'd like to tell you about two of them. So one group, I kid you not, marketed and sold sticks. Yes, the kind that I pay my 3-year-old son to go around and pick up in the yard before I mow the grass. Sticks. And this group sold those bunch of sticks to other 8th grade students. I'm not sure which student in the group came up with the idea, but the marketing for it was fantastic. They even made a website for their company. I'd have to share that with you sometime. The other project, the other group, was an idea for an app for parents. And many of you who have a student in my class know that I had a baby earlier this year, my second. And I thought the idea was fantastic. It was an app for parents that provides recommended play dates in your town, a Craigslist for toys, reliable and safe babysitters, advice columns for parents looking for things. And this group, although they lost to Sticks and Company, in my mind had one of the greatest ideas out there, something that's applicable to people and you can put it into use today. I couldn't choose between the two students whom I've described, so I decided I'd give them both my Language Arts Award this year. I know that they will be successful in any future endeavors they seek. Please join me in congratulating Emily Marzine and Rowdy Smith. Next is Mrs. Phillips with the Art Award.
All right, can you hear me? These students are 3 of the 27 reasons why I wrote a grant to take Art Club to Chicago to the Art Institute. I want to put a plug in for the John Glenn Education Foundation for giving me that grant. Thank you. The 7th grade class has many creative and gifted artists. The Outstanding Art Award winner for 7th grade this year has one of the highest GPAs in art. She participates in Art Club. She's funny. She's got a first place winner in watercolor and the Tri Kappa Art Show. I am very pleased to present the 7th grade award to Tara Woods. Just like the 7th grade, the 8th grade class is incredibly talented. And to be honest, this is the best group of 8th graders I think I've ever had. And I'm pretty sure I say it every year, but I really mean it this time. The winners this year have the highest GPAs in art. They participate in Art Club. Both of them are winners in the Tri Kappa Art Show. One of them is placed in 2 different contests, including the St. Joe County Library Create a Bookmark Contest and the Scholastic Art Awards. They're joint winners of the yearbook cover contest. If you've seen that come home today, look at both sides. It is my pleasure to give the 8th grade art awards to Haley Halsey and Abby Lyannis. Okay, next up is Science with Ms. Vukovitz and Mrs. Albright.
This year's Science Award goes to our top male and top female science students. In addition to stellar academic achievement, these 2 students have shown qualities that an excellent professional scientist should have, including determination, curiosity, organizational skills, the ability to collaborate with others, patience, and integrity. It is my pleasure to give this year's Top Science Award to Caitlin Vermillier and Carter DuPont. Let me hug you. Yes.
This year's 8th grade Science Award, I don't know if you can hear me, just like Mrs. Albright said, is based on overall academic achievement, in-class participation with emphasis on labs and projects. This year's 8th grade Science Award goes to Matt Shula. Next up is Physical Education and Health, Mrs. Parrish and Mr. Schmeltz.
I will apologize now for all that we have to give out, but that's a good thing. Mr. Schmeltz and I teach not only health for the 7th grade, but we also teach it for the 8th grade, and then we also teach PE for both grade levels, so it makes it seem like we're up here for a long time, but a lot of well-deserving students. Our health awards this year go to a student who demonstrates strong work ethic, academic excellence, daily participation, and leadership in the classroom. Sometimes you can't pick just one because the grade point averages and their ability in the classroom and what they do is stellar across the board. And this year that was the case in health. So we have awards to give out to Logan Ritchie, Alicia Smith, and Nathan Matanik. Our 8th grade health awards go to Sydney Carbiner, and I think he got this last year, but Rowdy Smith. Our PE awards go to a student who not only demonstrates great physical skills and knowledge of the activities that we do, but they're helpful and they're great leaders and their willingness to learn and try new things and not be afraid to share that with the others in the classroom. This year's 7th grade PE award for the boys, we give a boys and a girls. The boys award goes to Evan Giese. Our girls award goes to Ellie Lang. Our 8th grade awards, our girls PE award winner is Alex Emmerich. Congratulations. And our 8th grade boy is Ryan Shue. Every year we do the presidential physical fitness test, not only as a unit with our fitness unit, but to just show the kids exactly, what it takes to be physically fit. And the test is pretty rigorous when you think about it, when they're all together. Not only do they have to be able to run the mile, but they have to be able to do curl-ups and be flexible and be quick and strong. So all of these things go together to make each student that achieved the presidential status better than 85% of the students in the nation at their grade level. We recognized all our national winners in the morning this week. These are our presidential winners. It's much harder to achieve, and therefore we have a lot less of those. This year's award winners in the 7th grade are Evan Giese, Brody Kneisner, Ty Larkin, looking good. Sophie Minnick, Sophia Romer, I love you. And Seth Wright. This year we had 2 records set in the 7th grade as well, which is also very difficult to do. Ellie Lang, who can come back on up here. This girl works really, really hard, and she wants to do her best all the time, and it shows in everything that she does. And this year, she not only broke the record in the curl-ups with 65 curl-ups, which are sit-ups, in a minute. So try that when you get home tonight and see how that is for you. With 65, and she ran the mile this year in 5 minutes and 53 seconds. So congratulations to Ellie. I don't believe we had any records in the 8th grade, but these are our presidential winners. Lainey Day. Sam Katowicz. Olivia Norm. Eliana Stoner. And Sam Strange. I think that's it, so we're ready for Mrs. Groves for facts.
Okay, the 7th grade Facts Award goes to a boy and a girl this year. Not only did they have the highest GPA in the class, but they also showed a general interest in the class. They worked well with their lab members in the food lab. They submitted excellent slideshows for their food project, and they also excelled in the sewing lab. So this year's 7th grade Facts Award goes to Kaylee Hensler and Marshall Platt. The 8th grade award is also based on having a high GPA and also general interest in the class. This young lady did an excellent job in the food lab with her partners. She submitted an excellent celebrity chef slideshow, excelled in the banking and budgeting unit, and I think it's the first time ever that she also won the award last year as a 7th grader, so this year it goes to Isabel Alsop. Next up is Social Studies, Mr. Damon Groves and Mr. Gavin McNeely and Mrs. Leslie Steck.
Okay, this is probably the hardest part of my job. It's really hard for me to narrow down amazing kids into just a few people. So when I do that, I look at their grades in class. All the kids that I picked had A averages. I look at their behavior in class. We do a lot of work, group work, so I look for kids that are leaders, that stand out, that help others. So my 7th grade top students for girl is Caitlin with Familiar. And my top boy was also in robotics club this year, Samuel Hodges. 8th grade. My top girl actually had 100% in my class. I've never had anyone have 100%. She put forth a lot of effort. So my top girl is Sophie McLaughlin. Okay, my top boy turned into top 2 boys. I have 2 boys that are just amazing, and I really couldn't pick between the 2 of them. Both of them are in robotics. Both of them put forth a lot of effort. Both of them are very willing to help other people. So, Will Brinkhoff, and Bryce Dittmar. Next up is Mrs. Steck with the Media Center.
Each year, students are required to read accelerated reader books and take comprehension tests as part of their language arts grade. Passing test scores earn students points according to the level of the book that they read. All students are also then rewarded through the Media Center. However, there are a few students that go above and beyond the requirements, far above and beyond the requirements. An award is given to a student on each grade level to reward this effort. Our winner for 7th grade this year is Nevaeh Neely, and our 8th grade winner is Madison Gross. And our next presenter is Mr. Suddeth.
Good evening. Good evening. I thought I'd try. Sorry. I'll just talk loud. We are really excited to recognize some of our really outstanding musicians. The students we are going to recognize tonight have gone beyond the basic expectations. They've participated in activities that are not required. They sought out opportunities with the high school band, have participated in solo and ensemble contests, and just become really fine musicians. And we're real excited for 7th grade to recognize one boy and one girl. I don't know if you're going to know who you are or not, maybe. The girl in 7th grade is Helen Casella. And the boy in 7th grade is Nick Sablaki. The girl in 8th grade is Rebecca Dillon. Congratulations. I love your dress tonight. It's pretty. And the boy is Josh Knowlton. And next up is our choir teacher, Mrs. Hostetler.
Good evening. I have truly been blessed to walk into a very wonderful situation with some incredible students this year. All of our choirs went to contests this year and came home with gold plaques. They are all high achieving, all wonderful, full of energy, and I have truly appreciated working with them. It's very difficult to determine who will get outstanding student awards, but this year our awards are based on effort not only in performance but in our academic studies as well. These students have gone above and beyond, some of them participating in solo and ensemble contests, some of them excelling in the classroom, but I've been very proud of them, very proud to work with them. Our choir award for our 7th grade girl goes to Vanessa Meyer. And the choir award for our very excellent boy in 7th grade goes to Blazer Dare. The choir award for the 8th grade boy goes to Evan Clanton. And the choir award for our 8th grade girl goes to Mia Hooten. And now, for sure this time, is our social studies team.
Okay. So the 7th grade Social Studies Award goes to, or they made it very difficult to choose just one. So I went with two. And both of these individuals work extremely hard. And their classmates, when I tell them some of their things, you know, so-and-so knows all their countries of the world already, and it's the 3rd week of school. Or so-and-so has all of their IXLs done, and it's the weekend, Sunday night. So both of these people spend a lot of time working hard, having fun with flags, I like to call it, vexillology, as Sheldon Cooper would call it on The Big Bang Theory. But both of these people, I am so incredibly impressed, and it was a lot of fun to try to get to challenge them this year, because you know, they would finish what I had them do for 41 minutes in about 20 minutes, and then they wanted something harder to do. So it was a lot of fun to engage both of these students in the academic content, and both of them, even though they both had 105%, would still want more on top of that. So both of the Social Studies Awards for 7th grade go to Nathan Matanik and Hannah Thomas. Congratulations. Sorry. And Nathan, congratulations, sir. Just do those next.
Eighth grade social studies is a little bit different from 7th grade, more into the U.S. history. And these two students excelled in their area. Obviously GPA, participation, and just overall enthusiasm and hard work in the classroom. And I awarded 2 awards, one to Preston Richard for the boys. And the award winner for the girls is Sadie Walker. Okay, every year we have an opportunity to participate in an event held by the American Legion out of LaPorte, and it's kind of for Northern Indiana. And what's kind of unique about this is it's an award. It's a essay. It is a government test. It is a history test that is given before Christmas. And in reality, the content that we cover is through May. And this year, we did very well. So in the 7th graders and the 8th graders both have an opportunity to participate in this. And the American Legion Post 83 7th grade girl winner was Hannah Thomas. For the 7th grade boy winner was Nathan Matonic. For the 8th grade girl winner was Sarah Henry. 8th grade boy of Sam Strange. Also, if you win the local, you get to move on to the district, and we had a district winner this year. 7th grade girl who won the 8th grade division, and that would be Hannah Thomas. Miss Fuda is next.
The North Liberty Tri Kappa Service Award is given to students who exhibit daily use of the life skills in the classroom, towards others, and is an overall confident student. This year's Tri Kappa Service Award recipients are described as outstanding students, exceptional in both character and academic performance. They are responsible, show respect to both the staff and fellow students, and show great integrity. Each will receive a certificate and a $25 gift card. Our winner for the young ladies is Riley Kepperling. Our winner for the young men is Will Brinkoff. Our next presenter is Mr. Groves for the Walkerton Tri Kappa.
For the Walkerton Tri Kappa Award, 20 students have the opportunity to write an essay that's evaluated through the Walkerton Tri Kappa, and the winner is chosen. And they receive a certificate, and I believe a check is in here also. And these two students this year, for the girls first, is Sophie McLaughlin. For the boys, it is Rowdy Smith. Next is Mr. Brown.
Thank you, Mr. Groves. Greetings. At this time, I'd like to thank all the parents and grandparents that came to all the games, matches, and that. Your support was fantastic this year, as were our sports seasons. We had an unusual year in the sense that we were what I call an anomaly. When I go to athletic meetings, you hear the positives, you hear the negatives. And the biggest negative I heard for the last year and a half was that everybody's numbers were going down. And there were a number of times this year that we would lose ball games because the other schools were unable to field a team. Our numbers went up in all but one sport. and that is fantastic. And I think you can see from the number of students here that helped solve a lot of problems for us. In fact, it created a few headaches, but they're positive headaches. So I congratulate these kids for coming out and participating. At this time, I would also like to introduce 5 people that are in the crowd. Please hold your applause until I'm through the 5, and I would like these individuals to stand up to be recognized. For our 7A volleyball, we had Coach Pam Parrish. For golf, Coach Scott Schuster. One of our football coaches is here, an assistant coach, Josh Johnson. Our 8th grade A-B volleyball coach, Angela Lyle, and our 7B volleyball coach, Lexi Parrish. Please give these people a round of applause. At this time, we will move on to the awards. The first sports award we will hand out will be the All Sports Award. The individuals receiving this have participated in at least 3 sports their 7th grade year and their 8th grade year. So they have spent a lot of time, as you have spent a lot of time, dropping them off, picking them up, and so on. So I know how that system works. I had to myself. So Maxwell Murray. Carly Ort. Sophie Strange. Haley Eric. Major Plunkett. Aiden Johnson. Carla Galvez. Mia Hooten. Next will be the Mental Attitude Award. The individual must participate in 2 sports in their 8th grade year and just show great mental attitude toward all facets of life. The boy recipient, Maxwell Murray. For the girls, Sydney Carbiner. Next will be the Academic Award. Again, the individual must be an 8th grader, participate in 2 sports, must have grades of A and B to receive the award. For the boys, Ryan Shue. And for the girls, tough decision, so we have co-winners, Sophie McLaughlin. Abby Baxter. Next, the most improved athlete. Again, 8th grade, 2 sports. For the boys, Major Plunkett. And we have another boy, Eli Peterson. And for the girls, Alex Emmerich. Once in a while, we end up with some athletes that we feel that they need to be recognized. And again, 8th graders, and we call this a coach's award because we feel that they have accomplished a lot and yet they didn't receive anything or any type of major award. So we have, what, 2 of them? 2 this year that we want to hand out. We have 2 boys we'd like to recognize. First is Evan Clanton. Bryson Hanna. We have 2 girls receiving the Coaches Award this year. The first, Abby Baxter. And Emma Borton. The last award, it's the Outstanding Athlete Award. This person must have participated in 3 sports in the 8th grade year, must be outstanding in 2 sports, above average in 1, show good mental attitude in athletics, and do well in the classroom. 2 girls, right? We have 2 girls, co-winners, Mia Hooten and Haley Eric. For the boys, Jackson Perry. That's it. Again, thank you so much for all of your support this year, and it's a privilege. Get organized here. To present Mrs. Nancy George with the DAR Awards. Thank you again.
Good evening. I represent the DAR Daughters of the American Revolution, a 7th generation back to the Revolution, and the presentation tonight is to our youth, the Youth Citizenship Award. Can you hear me okay? Can you hear me? The Youth Citizenship Award. Now I'll tell you what that includes. Honor. That means high principles, truthfulness, cleanliness in mind and in body. The next element is service. Service is cooperation, bringing honor to your school and community, kindness, unselfishness. Okay, the next one is one of courage, mental and physical courage. Now, determination to overcome obstacles. That's a biggie, isn't it? Good sportsmanship. That's a must, okay? And responsibility. And the last one, 4, patriotism. The love of God and your country. I know you do. Fundamental Americanism. Those 4 types seem big, a lot to handle. Even for adults, it's hard to keep the line, isn't it? So this award, the DAR Youth Citizenship Award, goes to Bryson Hannah. Bryson? Beautiful, isn't it? So hang on. I'm going to take time to pin us on him. Don't just throw it in your drawer. You got to win. Okay, Bryson, may you continue to serve God, home, and country. Here's your little box. Please put it together.
I get the privilege of meeting with all the 8th graders during the year. I get to talk with them about what they're excited about in high school, what they're nervous about. We get to talk about what their gifts are, what they're interested in, and connect it with high school and college or military, whatever their career path's going to be. It's the best part of my year is to get to hang out with them. I had one student that all year long, when we talk about what she wanted to do for a career, she wanted to start working on it now. So she put a portfolio together, an electronic portfolio. She wrote letters and ended up working with the Star Makers Theater on doing hair and makeup and special effects and things like that. She's already reaching out to theaters in South Bend and Napanee and learning how to find opportunities during the summers to get more experience. And so I love her enthusiasm and for the way that she's thinking ahead already and having fun with it. So I wanted to recognize Abigail Elsing. Next is Mrs. Jill Groves.
The Bob Clark Memorial Award. Each year, Urey Middle School staff recognizes one 8th grade student, it may be a girl or a boy, who has made the most all-around improvement in the areas of academics, attitude, citizenship, and character. This award is given in the memory of a former student who drowned in a tragic accident on the last day of school several years ago. He was actually in my 8th grade class here years ago. Bob Clark was not a straight A student, not an honor roll student, but he was, however, a good student because he always worked hard to make the most of his potential. This year, the student that best exemplifies these qualities is Madison Gross. Next is Mrs. Hudgens.
The first award I have to give out is Positive Attitude. Attitude is everything. We've all heard this phrase. These students have lived it. They come to school every day with a positive attitude, ready to learn. They set the standard. Congratulations to Madison Dare, Jose Diaz, Eric Herrera, and Aubrey Rezek. Next is the Perseverance Award. When one thinks of perseverance, thoughts of not giving up or continuing to move forward in the face of adversity often come to mind. It is a special student who faces any kind of adversity and perseveres to achieve their goals and ambitions. The following students are awarded the Perseverance Award for the 18-19 school year. Ethan Frick, Chad Llewellyn, Zeke Marshall, Bailey Smith, Next is the Service to Urey Award. Giving of one's time and energy. It's not as common in today's world as it once was. The following students have personified the ideal of giving of themselves for the betterment of their family, friends, neighbors, and school. Caitlin Burns, Bryce Dittmer, Dakota Zakis, next is Mr. Maudlin,
The first award I'm going to present always makes me a little nervous because a couple of years ago, as I presented the Perfect Attendance Award, a 2-year Perfect Attendance Award, we had a student not here. The irony was not lost. This year we have 2 students who achieved 2 years of perfect attendance, 7th and 8th grade. Our first winner is Lainey Day. And our second winner is Zeke Marshall. Leadership, it comes in many different forms. It can be quiet, it can be loud. These individuals lead with their actions more than anything. The 2018-19 Leadership Awards go to 4 students. First, Isabel Alsop. Van Forsman. Bryson Hanna. And Brooke Vermillion. Congratulations, Brooke. The Outstanding Work Ethic Award is presented to students who show work ethic that is looked at by others as being above and beyond. The Work Ethic Award is shown in all facets of school, not just in grades. 3 winners this year: Carla Galvez, congratulations, Nolan Kleindienst, and this student doesn't have to walk very far, Kate Martin. Now it feels like the Olympics here. The Principal Citizenship Award honors students who have shown with their words and interactions that they possess qualities and characteristics we hope all citizens have. The award recognizes students who consistently exhibit the kinds of behaviors that we want to see displayed in our schools and in our communities. There are numerous students here at Urey Middle School who have wonderful citizenship. The students below receive this award because they go above and beyond and exemplify the phrase, "We caught you doing something good when nobody was looking." Congratulations to, first of all, Haley Eric. You gotta get the right one. There we go. Congratulations. Emma Borton. Congratulations. Abby Elsing. I think I got your ponytail. Alex Kaser. Oh, I'll do this first. They're my fault. And Alex Smith. Next, Mrs. Hudgen will help me present the Distinguished Academic Excellence Awards. There are numerous award winners, so if you'd hold your applause till we're completely done.
The Distinguished Academic Excellence Award is defined by earning a cumulative GPA of 3.9 or higher on semester grades. For 7th graders, that would include 1 semester of their 7th grade year. For 8th graders, this would include 1st and 2nd semesters of their 7th grade year and 1st semester of their 8th grade year. This year, 41 7th graders and 27 8th graders are being recognized for earning this exceptionally high academic honor. Gary Alexander. Please hold your applause. Keelan Bradley, sorry. AJ Braun. Michael Braun. Lorelei Burdick. Brianna Collin. Emma Drake. Carter DuPont. Evan Giese. Helen Gazella. Kaylee Hensler. Sam Hodges. Landon Johnson. Olivia Kalicki. Ben Katowich. Emma Knowlton. Ellie Lang. Jack Liskowski. Ava Leslie. Olivia Limerick. Zach Literal. Carly Martin. Nathan Matanik. Vanessa Meyer. Chase Miller. Sophie Minnick. Ava Parrish. Cameron Pendle. Marshall Platts. Logan Ritchie. Sophia Romer. Caitlin Short. Joey Shue. Alicia Smith. Aiden Swank. Blake Temple. Hannah Thomas. Caitlin Vermillier. Grace Wade. Andrew Whitmer. Tara Woods. In the 8th grade, Isabel Alsop. Haley Eric. Abby Baxter. Will Brinkoff. Caitlin Burns. Sydney Carbiner. Matt Shula. Lainey Day. Carla Galvez. James Greathouse. Madison Gross. David Gutierrez. Bryson Hanna. Mia Hooten. Riley Kepperling. Catherine Martin. Emily Marzion. Sophia May. Sophie McLaughlin. Madison Mueller. Max Murray. Olivia Norum. Ryan Shue. Rowdy Smith. Alex Smith, Donovan Stewart, Eliana Stoner. Would you all please stand if you just received the award? Thank you.
The following 14 8th grade students have earned recognition on the Distinguished Honor Roll each semester during their middle school career. Distinguished Honor Roll is defined as earning straight A's in each class for an overall semester grade for first and second semester of your 7th grade year and first semester of your 8th grade year, as we do not have yet this grading period's grades finalized. The following students will receive a medal. On the front is the lamp of knowledge, and on the back has an inscription that says 2018-19 Urey Middle School 2-year Distinguished Honor Roll. The following 14 students, please come forward. I don't believe he's here tonight, but Matt Shula, Carla Galvez, Emily Marzine, Ryan Shu, Rowdy Smith, Abby Baxter, Lainey Day. You don't have to hold this one. Congratulations. Eliana Stoner. Mia Hooten. They're not in alphabetical order. Congratulations. Haley Eric. Congratulations, Haley. Sydney Carbiner. Riley Kepperling. Caitlin Burns. Congratulations. And Sophie McLaughlin. Mrs. Phillips will now present Outstanding 7th Grade Student Awards.
It's my first time and my pleasure to present 7th grade Outstanding Student Awards. Every year we do this, we give one boy and one girl award. And we all on team and various teachers and anyone that works with 7th grade votes. And every vote that was cast created a tiebreaker. And then somebody would pull ahead. And then we would vote like somebody else that would weigh in, like somebody on the aid staff, and it would change. So in the end, we have 2 co-awards. I think tonight is one of the co-awardiest nights we've ever had. So for 7th grade, Urey Middle School Outstanding 7th grade student boy, I like to present to Samuel Hodges and Carter DuPont. For the young ladies, 7th grade, Urey Middle School Outstanding Student, Caitlin Vermillier. And Hannah Thomas. Hannah Thomas. Now Mr. Groves is going to present 8th grade Outstanding Student.
The 8th grade Outstanding Student is based on the following criteria: character, personality, leadership, attitude, school activities, and participation. And as Ms. Phillips said, the list is quite long and it's very difficult to narrow it down. But this year's 2 recipients, one for the boys, one for the girl. The first one will be 8th grade Outstanding Girl, Sophie McLaughlin. Eighth grade Outstanding Boy Student is Ryan Shue. Next is Mr. Malden.
Before we present our final award tonight, I would like to take a moment to recognize one student to my left, your right. Last week, the Marshall County Spelling Bee was held at Culver, and Urey Middle School is the home of the winner of the 2018-19 Marshall County Spelling Bee. In addition to a trophy that he gets to keep, there is an extremely large traveling trophy in our office that will be housed at Urey Middle School for the next year until the 2019-20 Spelling Bee, and that student is Van Forsman. Our final award to be presented tonight is the Harold C. Urey Outstanding Achievement Award. This award began 10 years ago. All staff, as well as all 8th grade students, are invited to nominate any 8th grade student who they feel is outstanding. And the word outstanding is defined by the person who nominates said student. This year there were 38 8th graders nominated by students and or staff. The names of those 38 were then compiled, and a list was given to all staff members that work at Urey Middle School. When they voted, there were 4 students who received a large number of votes from staff across all areas of the school. These students' names will be included on a plaque that hangs just outside the office. In addition, they will receive a plaque. For 2018-19, the Harold C. Urey Outstanding Achievement Award winners are Abby Baxter. Had to get the right one there. Congratulations, Abby. Sydney Carbiner. Congratulations, Sydney. Sophie McLaughlin. And Rowdy Smith. This evening, we have taken an hour and 25 minutes of your time to recognize hours upon hours upon hours of hard work from these students. I want to thank you very much. But I also want you to know this is not a graduation. It never has been, and I hope it never is called a graduation, because you don't graduate from 8th grade. It's a stepping stone. It's a movement on to high school. Last Monday night, I was sitting in the auditorium at John Glenn High School as the senior recognition banquet took place for the class of 2019. And students, I want to challenge you to do something. As I was sitting there listening to Mrs. Forsman and a number of other people present scholarship dollars to the class of 2019, one of those aha moments hit me right in the forehead. And I thought, why aren't younger age students coming and watching and learning and finding out what kind of scholarships are right in your backyard? So I challenge you next year, or your sophomore year, or even your junior year, go to that awards banquet. It took about an hour and a half. Is that right, Mrs. Forsman? About an hour and a half. And I would guesstimate, and I don't know, Mrs. Forsman, correct me if I'm wrong, there's over $1 million that was awarded in scholarship dollars to the class of 2019. $1 million. And that's probably a low estimate. We always hear about scholarships on TV because it's associated with what we see on Saturday on the football field or on the basketball court or the gymnastics mat. But many, many more dollars are offered to you guys through your hard work, your brains, and your determination. Use that, because in 4 years you're going to be walking across the stage at John Glenn High School, and for 7th graders, 5 years, and you're going to make yourselves proud, but more importantly, you're going to make the folks sitting right out here proud. I always love tonight's event because I love watching you as parents. And I know who's getting the awards, and I try and find you in the audience before your child's name is read. And I like to watch the smile on your face. And I also like to watch them walk up here. Some of them are giggly, and some of them are so stoic. And it's very interesting in how their personalities come out. Students, 8th grade is a stepping stone. It's not a finish line. For that matter, high school graduation is not a finish line either. You got a lot of great things ahead of you because of your hard work. Keep it going. Keep working hard, and you're going to do great. Thank you and good night.